Senate Democrats held their weekly press conference on Tuesday. During the briefing, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer voiced his support for the Disclose Act. The New York Democrat described the Disclose Act as requiring, quote, super PACs and other dark money groups to report anyone contributing $10,000 or more during an election. Schumer then called out Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell by name, stating, quote, even Leader McConnell used to support disclosure until it served his political interests, and then he did a 180-degree about-face. Earlier on Tuesday, President Biden urged Republicans to join Democrats in supporting the legislation and said, quote, dark money has become so common in our politics. I believe sunlight is the best disinfectant, and I acknowledge it is an issue for both parties.
I'm proud to be joined by Senator Stabenow, who will be here in a minute, Senators Menendez and Whitehouse. So the Senate's continuing on our productive streak. With today's vote on Judge Florence Pan of the D.C. Circuit, we will have confirmed our 83rd judicial nomination of this Congress and our sixth Circuit Court nominee this month. You all know how important those Circuit Court nominees are. As a judge for both the D.C. Superior Court and the D.C. District Court, Judge Pan's remarkably qualified and experienced. After the Supreme Court, the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals is probably the most important federal court in the country. It has jurisdiction over cases involving Congress and most of the executive branch agencies. So this confirmation is really important to our country, and we're glad that she is being added to the court. In addition to judicial confirmations, the Senate will also vote this week to advance a pair of critically important measures on the floor. Later today, we're going to proceed to the Kigali Amendment to the Montreal Protocol, an agreement from the 1980s that united much of the world in reducing the use of industrial chemicals, refrigerants harmful to our ozone layer. Just listen to this. It is estimated that if we sign this protocol, it will reduce by the end of this century, the amount of the global warming by 1%, 1 degree centigrade. That's huge. So it shows you how important this is. Every molecule of hydrofluorocarbon is 1,000 times more destructive to the atmosphere than a molecule of CO2. But it's also a golden opportunity to strengthen U.S. businesses and secure an edge against China in the emerging industry of next-generation refrigerants. By ratifying Kigali, businesses that specialize in the next generation of refrigerant technologies would see new markets open to them. U.S. net exports could increase by $6 billion annually in this amendment. So it's a pro-jobs bill. Combined with the previous measures to reduce HFCs, the step could create 150,000 new jobs. We make the new refrigerants that are not harmful. And to make sure that the whole world uses them when China is sort of going rogue on this will be really, really important to us. We'd get a leg up on Chinese businesses who now lag far behind in developing viable HFC alternatives. Put simply, it's going to strengthen our economy and create American jobs. And we're very hopeful that we will get the votes needed to pass it. As you know, tomorrow's vote, it needs 2/3. Today's vote, it just needs 60 because it's a motion to proceed on cloture. Finally, the Senate this week will take up a measure critical to fighting the cancer of dark money in our elections, the Disclose Act. Senator Whitehouse, who's here, has done an amazing job documenting and pressing forward in trying to eliminate this evil scourge of dark money. He's been our champion. The President just spoke about it about 15 minutes ago, about how important it was to pass this amendment. And Senator Whitehouse is documented and pressing forward on all of this in a great way. The Disclose Act is simple. It would require super PACs and other dark money groups to report anyone contributing $10,000 or more during an election, and require groups spending money on judges to disclose their donors too. You'll hear a lot more about it from Senator Whitehouse. There's no justification for keeping these massive contributions hidden. Even Leader McConnell used to support disclosure till it served his political interests, and then he did a 180-degree about-face. But in 1997, he said, this is McConnell, I think disclosure is the best disinfectant. I think it gives our constituents an opportunity to decide whether or not we're in the clutches of some particular interest group and whether or not that's a voting issue for them. I don't think even Sheldon Whitehouse could have put it that well. I hope Republicans will join us because Americans intuitively understand that right now there's a stench taking over our campaign finance laws. So Democrats in the Senate are going to keep leading, keep pushing forward, keep working for American families. Senator Stabenow.